All right, today we are going to discuss two of the most talked about digital marketing programs in India, Kraftshala Marketing Launchpad and IIDE's PCDMS. Both the institutes started in 2016. Both of them have become B schools now. Both of them have their 6 month long online digital marketing programs, and both of them claim to be the best digital marketing program in India. And today we are going to dissect each one of them and make an honest data backed live comparison of both the programs here in this video. Let's get started. We are going to compare IID and Kraftshala based on 5 parameters, and I suggest all of you to use these 5 parameters to compare any of the programs that you like, even if they are not related to digital marketing. And this is the same method I used back in 2022 to decide which digital marketing program to join. And I'm very much sure that this will help you as well. So, the very first parameter is course structure, in which we will look into the course duration, the number of live classes, number of hours of live classes, and the weekly and daily schedule of the program. The second parameter that we will be covering is course syllabus, where we will check whether these programs are covering 6 of the most important digital marketing channels, which are SEO, Google Ads, Meta Ads, e-commerce and quick commerce, programmatic advertising, and social media. We will also look into what tools are being taught, how are they preparing their students for jobs and interviews. And since AI is here, we will also look into whether these programs teach AI tools or not. The third parameter is live projects, where we will be checking two things: number of live projects present and whether these live projects are actually executed using real ad money, real ad budget, or are they just case studies. The fourth and the most important parameter that we will be checking is placements, in which we'll check the number of students placed, the types of companies they are placed in, how transparent the placement reports are, what is the average package, and do the institutes take the ownership of these placements. And the fifth and the last parameter that we'll be checking is the fees and ROI of the program. All right, before starting the comparison, let me give you a full disclaimer. I am an alumnus of Kraftshala Marketing Launchpad. I joined this program in March 2022. And in June same year, I got hired by Kraftshala itself. And this comparison that I'll be making will be from the perspective of a student and not someone who works with them. The comparison will be fully honest, totally unbiased, and data backed, where we will be going through the websites of both the edtech companies, and we will be comparing the programs from their course pages only. So let's get started. The first parameter is course structure. There will be different types of bros who are watching this video. There will be types of bros who are ambitious and want to go all in at once and want results quickly. And there will be bros who want a slower paced program with flexibility and lesser depth. So it's important we compare the course structure of both the programs. All right, let's start with Kraftshala first. We have its landing page open here, the marketing launchpad with industry credit certification. I'll share all these links in the description below my video. So this is the page, and there is that, there is this application form. There is a lot of information mentioned here. What we really need to find here is course duration, number of live hours, and the weekly and daily schedule. Okay, so we have some cards in the carousel here, and we can see here like 6 months is the course duration and the number of live hours is 850 plus. Okay, now let's find out the daily and weekly schedule of this program. I'm scrolling below. All right. Okay, we have this navigation bar also. Let me just scroll down. These are live projects. All right. So here there is section. What will your typical day look like? All right. So a very good illustration here where we can see it starts at 9 and it ends at 7 p.m. So daily we have classes from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And if you can see here, you can see digital marketing training takes place between Monday to Saturday. All right. So for Kraftshala, the weekly and daily schedule is the classes run from Monday to Saturday and from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. Perfect. Okay. Now let's go to IIDE and find out what's there. So I have this page open. This is the link for IIDE's online digital marketing course. And it's a combined link of 2 courses, by the way. So they have this one professional certification in digital marketing and strategy, which is called PCDMS. Then there is advanced certification in digital marketing with the generative AI specializations. What we are doing is we are comparing Marketing Launchpad with PCDMS. So let's try to find out what is the duration of this program and number of live hours and the weekly and daily schedule. All right, so here is the first fold. It says 4 to 6 months. Then we have this section here, which is weekday. There are two types of batches for this program, for IID's program. One is weekday batch and another is weekend batch. So what this means is weekday basically means Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The classes will take place in these days. And then we have weekend, which is Saturday and Sunday. Great. Then what I need to find is this one and the number of hours. Okay, let's scroll down. All right, these are the alumni reviews. Okay, curriculum. All right. Okay, so we have this comparison here. Like I said, we are comparing this PCDMS, and we have this number of learning hours here, which is 190 plus. All right. So IID has 190 plus hours of live classes. I can still not find the course duration. All right. Course duration. Okay, let's look at its brochure. We have the brochure here. I'll share all these links with you in the description. Okay, again we have 4 to 6 months online weekday and weekend batches. Again same table here. Projects. Okay. All these are spotlights. Let's see. Day one at work. Curriculum. All right, it should have been at the top itself. So what we can deduce from here is since PCDMS contains more number of modules, 11 numbers. So obviously it will take a lot more time and there are 190 plus hours also. PCDMS must take is 6 months of the course duration. All right, so IID's PCDMS program runs for 6 months, just like Kraftshala, and they have 190 plus hours of live classes. And the weekly schedule that they have is Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the weekday batches, and for weekends it is Saturday and Sunday. So we have the full comparison here. Both the programs are of 6 months duration. Kraftshala has 850 plus hours of live classes. IIDE has 190 plus hours of classes. IIDE's classes are conducted on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for weekday students, and on Saturday and Sunday for weekend students. Kraftshala's classes are conducted from Monday to Saturday, daily from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. It is important to note one thing here, which is Kraftshala also has a part-time version of Marketing Launchpad, which is of 11 months, and the classes for which are conducted on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Okay, let's discuss the second parameter, which is course curriculum. Digital marketing is a vast domain. It has many fields, and every field require its own skill sets. It is important to check if the course curriculum covers all these fields, and not just fields. We also have to check whether they teach AI for digital marketing or not, and also how they are preparing you for job interviews. So in this comparison, we will cover our 6 most important fields covered. Is AI taught in the program, and how are they preparing you for jobs and placements? All right, now I'm currently on Kraftshala's page, Kraftshala's Marketing Launchpad page, and this is the folder where they have added their course syllabus. So it says 100% practical curriculum, AI powered, 0% fluff, AI tools built into every module, AI as your co-pilot. All right, so we now know that AI is integrated in the module. Now let's look at whether they cover all those 6 channels of digital marketing or not. Okay, so if you can see here, there is meta ads where you get to learn FB and Instagram ads. Then we have e-commerce and quick commerce. So they have e-commerce and quick commerce. Quick commerce are basically Blinkit, Instamart, and all these kinds of platforms. All right. Then they have Google search ads. Then they have advanced Google ads, which is basically Google ads only. All right. So then they have search engine optimization, where we are also learning answer engine optimization. Great. Then we have programmatic advertising. Then we have content and social media. So all these 6 channels are covered in Kraftshala's course syllabus, and AI is integrated throughout. Let's look at how they are preparing students for job interviews. And we have this human skill, problem solving, Excel. Okay, so in human skill, they have learn workplace behavior, building CVs, and preparing for interviews, communication, storytelling, empathy, CV creation, tailor CV. Again, the interview prep only. Frameworks for situation and estimate questions. All right. Then we have projects again. Then we have problem solving where they help us to develop structured thinking to solve brand and business challenges. All right, interesting. Cool. Root cause analysis. All these are problem solving modules. And then they have excellent data analysis. That is part of the main marketing only. Cool. All right. Let's look at IID's syllabus now. So we have marketing foundation and analytics. Fine. We have content and social media marketing. We have performance marketing, inside which we learn meta ads, Google ads, fine. Then we have search everywhere optimization, interesting, SEO, AEO, GEO. Then we have e-commerce and advertising. All right. Then we have marketing automation, business analytics, media planning, and strategy. All right. So out of all those 6 channels that we had talked about, IIDE has 5 of them. There is no programmatic advertising here. And for the e-commerce part, they do not have quick commerce. They only have e-commerce, Flipkart, and Amazon, Shopify, etc. Cool. And obviously, generative AI is integrated here as well. And they have this campus immersion also. All right, let's look at how they are preparing students for job interviews. So we have this professional and agency readiness here, where they teach you role mapping, marketing interview prep, aptitude testing practice, resume building, LinkedIn profile optimization, client servicing, personal branding using AI. Great. So we have the full syllabus comparison here. Kraftshala covers all the 6 digital marketing channels. IID covers only 5 of them. IID does not cover programmatic advertising and quick commerce. Both Kraftshala and IID teach AI in their programs. For jobs and placements, Kraftshala teaches problem solving, communication and personal storytelling, CV building, mock interviews, situational and guesstimates, aptitude skills, and work products like Canva, Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Slides, and more of them. While IID teaches job mapping, marketing interview preparation, resume and LinkedIn building, personal branding with AI, and client servicing and communication. It is important to note that both of these programs teach all the important tools in digital marketing like Ahrefs, Google Analytics, SEMrush, and many more. Let's move to the third parameter now, live projects. The definition of live projects in digital marketing is very simple. You get to spend real money on real ad campaigns, learn and optimize those campaigns, and experience the real job scenario. Let's compare these live projects for Kraftshala and IID. All right, let's look at Kraftsala's digital marketing projects now. So as it says, digital marketing live projects, gain real experience with live projects for hands-on digital marketing learning. All right, so all of these are projects. This is project 1, meta ads, 15 hours, 15 days of live campaign, presentations and mock interviews, and briefing, meeting, and making the campaigns live with a given budget. Okay, so they are providing you some ad budget to run ads, and you will be optimizing the campaigns. Okay, this was for meta ads. Then we have e-commerce and 15 hours. And here also they are giving you the budget. Then we have Google ads. Budget is present here as well. SEO project, I don't think budget is needed there. Then we have programmatic, then blog creation, then we have social media and content creation. So there are a total of 8 projects at Kraftshala, and along with the AI, they also provide you the money to run the ads. Right, now let's look at IID's projects. We have these project navigation here, and this is basically a showcase, not the actual project detail. We have it in the curriculum, not really. Anywhere else? Okay, it says for PCDMS, we have 4 projects. All right, so which one are these projects, and do we get some money to spend here? Let's find that out. Okay, so we do not have any information given in the program page. Let's look at the brochure now. All right, so we are, let's just scroll down to find the projects or the section. All right. So we have this section where every module contributes with real-world application, work on projects across social media, search marketing, Gen AI, and Capstone. All right. So they have 4 projects that, as they mentioned, which is one is social media, search marketing, Gen AI, and Capstone. They haven't mentioned about any ad budget being given to the students. So I don't think there is any. Okay, so we have the comparison here now for the quantity and quality of our live projects for both the programs. Kraftshala has 8 live projects in total across all the digital marketing fields that they teach, including content creation. IIDE has only 4 live projects: social media, search marketing, Gen AI, and Capstone project. Kraftshala provides an ad budget to run the campaigns, to run the live projects, whereas IIDE hasn't mentioned the real budget anywhere in their course pages and brochures. Now it's time for the fourth and the most important parameter: placements. Placements data is one of the most faked data in Indian education ecosystem. The trust deficit is so much that I've stopped looking at the placement rates. So that is why in this comparison also, we will not look at the placement rates. We will be comparing the programs based on the number of students that they have placed, not the percentage. We will also look at the average package that the students get. We will also look at the types of companies that these students get placed in. We will also look at how transparent their placement reports are, whether they publish frequent batch-wise placement reports or not. And the last thing, and the very important thing, which is whether these institutes hold themselves accountable for our placements or not. A very good way to check this is to check if we have to pay the full fees, even if we do not get placed from these programs. Let's get to the comparison. Okay, let's compare placement section of both the programs. We are at the placement section of Marketing Launchpad. It says 3,000 students placed. So the number of students placed by Kraftshala is 3,000. Let's also look at their placement reports. So they have this separate page for placements where you can check, okay, 3,000 plus students placed with 94% placement rate. Marketing Launchpad, they have average CTs of 5.5 LPA, highest is of 10.05. For PGP, they have highest 22 LPA and average is 10.3 anyway. Okay, let's also now look at the placement transparency aspect of Kraftshala, whether they publish frequent batch-wise reports or not. We have this Marketing Launchpad batches, Marketing Launchpad batch placement report. This is for the 36. Let's look at this. Okay, so for the 36th batch, they had 96% placement rate. Highest was 9 LPA. Average was 6.1. Delta was this much. What else are they showing? Last 3 months, all batches, highest packages. These are the new recruiters. These are all the recruiters and the roles that are offered there. All right. Okay, so what we can also do is when we speak with the counselors of these programs, especially Kraftshala, since they have added this batch-wise placement report, what we should also do is when we are speaking with the counselors, we should also show them this report and ask them to share any LinkedIn profiles of any alumni from these batches. So that will help us to know more about these placements and to also verify whether these reports are legit or not, right? So that is something we should definitely do. All right, so Kraftshala has placed 3,000 plus students. Great. Then they also publish batch-wise placement report. They have an average CTC of 5.5 LPA for Marketing Launchpad. Great. Now let's look at whether they own the placements or not, whether they have that ownership factor or not. What will we get? Like, what will we lose or what will we get if we do not get placed? So they have this Kraftsala's placement accountability pledge, where they say if your job pays less than 4.5 lakhs, you get 60% fees refund. Interesting. So right now, if you get 4.5 LPA, more than 4.5, you pay this much. If you get lesser than that, you pay this much. So that means 60% is being refunded. Great. All right. So Kraftshala has the placement accountability to take ownership for the placements. All right. So now let's look at what type of companies hire from Kraftshala. So I'm on the LinkedIn page of Kraftshala, where there is a section called alumni. I have opened that section. As you can see, it shows where they work, where the alumni of Kraftshala work. Mostly they work at Publicis Global Delivery, WPP Media, Publicis Group, IPG Media Brands, and Hive Minds. Cool. All right. So let's now look at IIDE's placements. Okay, this is the page. Let's see if they have added the placements anywhere in this page. Okay. All right. There is no placement number given on their main course page. All right. Let's look at their placements page then. So we have this IID's placements page here. there are some numbers there. 19 LP highest, placement rate this much. But this is for the entire IID institute. This is across all the programs because there is no specific program-wise division of these numbers, right? So they haven't mentioned it anywhere that for which program this average CTC is. Okay, let's look at the report also. So we have this. Let's click on it. All right, so they have this placement report. Maybe we'll find something here. Okay, about IIDE, unstoppable placement growth, PCDMS. Okay, so this is for some other program where this is the placement number for that program. Okay, this is for PGPDMS and not for PCDMS that we are comparing. All right, so we cannot find any legit source for verifying this number. They haven't specified anywhere. All right, so that is fine. So do they publish batch-wise report? I cannot find it anywhere. Okay, so this is the only placements page, but I cannot see any batch level placements here. All right, let's check placement ownership. Do they provide any sort of refund if the student is not placed? Okay, we have course comparison fees, structure, learning experience, certification tools, FAQs, career outcomes, integrated career paths, placement listings, criteria, percent. All right, so there is no placement ownership, like there is no mention of any refund anywhere if the student doesn't get placed. Okay, now let's look at the type of companies that IIDE students get hired in. So first is IIDE itself. The majority number of students have been hired by IIDE. Then we have WPP Media, Shebang, Performance India, Interactive Avenues. So LinkedIn, in my opinion, is one of the most transparent kind of platform where you can check the types of companies that are hiring from any program. And this is also third party, like we cannot show any fake data here. So that is why I think you should also verify the types of companies directly on LinkedIn. So we have the comparison here. Kraftshala has placed over 3,000 students for their marketing launchpad program. IIDE mentions that they have placed 550 students, but they do not specify anywhere that these 550 students are for which program. This can be across all their programs also, like their PGP and offline programs. Kraftshala publishes its placement report for every batch, but IIDE does not publish their placement report for any batch. They have their placements page, they have their placement report, but the placement report that we saw was of their PGP program, which is of longer duration, and I think that is also offline program. Kraftshala students are getting placed in companies like PGD, Hive Minds, Publicis Group, WPP Media, and IPG Media brands. IIDE students are getting placed in IIDE itself, along with Shebang, Performix, WPP Media, and Interactive Avenues. The average package that students of Kraftshala Marketing Launchpad get is 5.5 LPA, whereas IID's average package for PCDMS program is not explicitly mentioned anywhere. The average package across all programs is 5.5 LPA, which is given in their placements page. Kraftshala refunds 60% of their fees in case the student is not able to get placed at a package of 4.5 LPA and above. IID does not have any such policy which shows this placement accountability. All right, moving to the last and another important aspect, which is course fees and ROI of both the digital marketing programs. I'm telling you this from my own personal experience that always and always check how much ROI will you get in the long term from any product or any service or this online digital marketing course in this case. The money you are spending on a program right now should come back to you as soon as possible and at a higher amount. For example, if you enroll into a tier 2-3 MBA college, you pay 8 to 15 lakhs in fees, you spend 2 years learning things, and if lucky, you get placed at a package of 4 LPA after 2 years. This means it will take you 4 years from the date of enrolling into MBA to recover that 8 lakhs fees. This is the same mistake that I made when I did my MBA. Do not make the same mistake that I did. Always check how soon you will be able to get that money back. And also check will you be able to earn more money than you have spent. That is ROI, and that is what we will be checking right now for both the programs, Kraftshala and IIDE. We are on the Kraftsala's Marketing Launchpad page, and we are at the fees section. And here we can see we have EMI starting at, so they have the EMI options. So these are the durations and all of these things, terms and conditions. And just look at the fees, which is total fees payable 1,59,000 plus 18% GST. And if your salary is less than 4.5 lakh, you have to pay 63,600 plus 18% GST. Right, let's look at IID's fees now. We have fees for online. They have shared EMIs starts as low as 19,469, but they haven't added their full fees here anywhere. Okay. Okay, do they have the fees in the brochure? Let's get that. This is the brochure. Fees section, I'm searching. Okay, so they do not have any fees section in the brochure also. Okay, so they haven't mentioned fees anywhere on their program page. Cool. Okay. We have the fees for Kraftshala. And we know Kraftsala's average package is 5.5 LPA. Now let's calculate the ROI for Kraftshala. We cannot calculate ROI for IID because they haven't mentioned fees anywhere, and also the average package is not mentioned specifically for the online digital marketing course that we are comparing. I'm very poor at maths, so I've used this prompt in ChatGPT to calculate the ROI. You can just use the same to compare any other course if you like. So what formula it has used is this one, which is gain from investment minus cost of investment upon cost of investment multiplied by 100. Gain from investment is the average package that we have. Cost of investment is the fees that we are paying. And this is multiplied by 100, which is 5.5, this much. So the ROI is 245.9%, which is close to 46%. This means that we will earn at least 3.5x of what we are spending in this Kraftsala's Marketing Launchpad program. So Kraftshala's fees is 1.59 lakhs and gives you a return of 245.91%, which means that you earn almost 3.5 times of what you have spent on the program. And that too in just 6 months. We could not calculate the ROI of IIDs. We did not have the relevant data available on their course pages. They haven't added their fees anywhere. And the average package is also not present for this program. From third party, when we look at the third party platforms like Shiksha, College Dunia, we see that the fees of PCDMS program by IID is around 1.6 to 1.8 lakh. I'll give the link in the description below. You can check it on your own. So this was the full, honest and data-backed live comparison of Kraftshala's Marketing Launchpad and IIDE's PCDMS. I won't give you my opinion because at the end, it totally depends on your needs and requirements. What I can suggest is the factors that you should look at based on your needs. If your goal is to get a high paying marketing job after the program, just look at the placement data, the average package, the placement transparency, the placement accountability, the placement ownership of the program. If your goal is to build real project portfolio, then look at the live projects of both the programs. If fees is your barrier, then look at the ROI of both the programs. I've shared the data as clearly as I could. Now it's up to you to make the final decision. And if you found this video helpful, please do like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Adios.